For the 10th problem on the second ACT practice test, the sum of the real numbers x and y is 11. Their difference is 5. What is the value of xy? So what you can notice is that these first two sentences each represent an equation that we can write down. So for instance, this first sentence, the sum of the real numbers x and y is 11. So these numbers, x and y, their sum is 11. Sum is the word for addition. So when you add x and y, you get 11. So let's write that. We have that x plus y is equal to 11. So that's our first equation, but we have two variables here. And to be able to figure out what these are equal to, we would have to figure out a second equation. So in the second sentence, their difference is 5. So difference is the word for subtraction. So when you subtract x minus y, you get 5. So let's write that. And the truth is, you could have written this y minus x is equal to 5. It really makes no difference. But by choosing x first, I'm essentially saying that x is going to be the bigger number. But like I said, if I had done it in reverse, that would be equally valid. And now that we have these two equations, we have two equations and two unknown variables, so we can actually solve for them. And to do that, we have to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. And I'll choose this bottom equation by adding y to each side. We have that x is equal to 5 plus y. And just so you know, you can also pick this first equation and solve for x, or you can solve for y. It really makes no difference. The only important thing is that once you solve for one of the variables, that you plug it into the other equation. So now in this first equation, I'm going to substitute anywhere I see this x, I'm going to replace it with 5 plus y. So now this first equation will become 5 plus y, since this 5 plus y here used to be x. And then this all equals 11. And now simplifying, we have 5 plus y, or 5 plus 2y is equal to 11. And subtracting 5 from each side, we have that 2y is equal to 6, or y is equal to 3. And since we know that y is equal to 3, we can just plug it into either of these equations to figure out what x would be. And plugging it in here, we would have that x minus 3 is equal to 5. And adding 3 to each side, we find that x is equal to 8. So what we've found is that x would have to be 8 and y would have to be 3. But just bringing up a previous point, in this second equation that we wrote down, if we had written y minus x is equal to 5, then y would be 8 and x would be 3. But the point is, you would still get these values of 3 and 8. So to finish this question off, all we have to do is answer, what is the value of xy? Or what's the value of x times y? So let's write down x times y, but we know that x is 8 and y is 3, so x times y would be 24. So choice letter J would be our final answer.